And what are they doing now through all these abductions? They're breeding, and they're mixing human DNA lines.
Is it because they're trying to prevent another Messiah?
Well,
it's a little late for them to be doing hybrid experiments now, isn't it?
They're trying to manipulate and create their own bodies so that demons can have these bodies to host. Okay, because demons don't have bodies.
No.
And there's a difference between fallen angels and demons. Okay, demons are the spirits of the dead Nephilim children. You know, when these hybrid children died back in Noah's day, that were giants, they had souls. They were part human. You know, the Lord just said you can roam the earth. Their judgment was just roam the earth. They don't have bodies. Fallen angels have bodies. When Satan rebelled against the Lord, took a third of the angels with him, part of their judgment was to lose their angelic looks. So they lost their angelic abilities and they lost their looks. Now when the Watchers fell, because there's two different rebellions, and most people don't realize this. So you have Satan's rebellion, where you have all these ugly aliens out of this. People will describe them as looking at, like, you know, these little Sasquatches, Bigfoots,
okay,
lizards, reptilians, you know, the reptilians.
So you're saying that Bigfoot then is a demon?
It's an alien.
An alien?
Yeah.
Which is a demon?
They're subterranean. They stay underneath the ground pretty much.
Okay, so, no, wait, are they aliens or are they demons?
Well, they're aliens.
Real aliens?
Well, they're aliens as in fallen angels. There's 157, 200 different types of aliens. They're all different classes.
Okay.
They're not all one type of alien.
Okay, so you're saying that the Bigfoot creature resides underground?
Yeah.
Okay, is the Earth hollow?
Yes, it is. Oh, very much so.
Okay, and do you think that these Bigfoot reside there?
Oh, sure. Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's some people who have associated seeing a UFO with a Bigfoot. But the thing is that UFOs don't come from anywhere but underneath the ground.
What about the, are you saying then that the UFOs are projections of thought rather than an actual vehicle?
Oh, no, it's a physical vehicle. You can shoot them down. They crash.
Really?
They've had crashes all over the world. And that's how our government got a hold of alien technology, how to build their own ships, because they back-engineered the crashed ones.
Yeah. Now, our guest last week, I asked him that, and he said no, that we don't have any technology from the aliens. But, you know, it seems to me we had a rather quick jump here recently.
Oh, you know what? Let me tell you something about alien technology. The microchip, Internet, the computer, LASIK surgery.
Okay.
This is all alien technology given to us by them.
In exchange for what?
In exchange for the fact that we hide their presence here. It's part of the original agreement. Let me tell you about back in 1947, after the Second World War. You know, Truman's coming off his victory of winning the Second World War, and all of a sudden we have an alien UFO space crash in the Nevada desert. All of a sudden we have a huge alien problem. Okay, so what he did was establish a National Security Council to take over the alien cover-up. Eisenhower comes to office in 1952. He inherits this problem from Truman, and what he did was he met with these aliens at Edwards Air Force Base, signed an agreement with them, and this was all fictionalized in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And it was a real event. Eisenhower met with gray aliens at Edwards Air Force Base in 1954.
So are you saying that Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a way to gently move us into the fact that they are here?
Yeah, it was conditioning. All of these movies are conditioning. If you look at all the movies coming out, they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to condition you into something, to believe the existence. Okay, what they did, E.T. was a blunder on their part. You know, and that movie grossed millions and millions of dollars. It's cute, cuddly E.T.
Yeah.
And that was based off of the EBE, the extra-biological entity that they found wandering in the desert after the Roswell crash. But what they found out was these things actually weren't friendly. They were very hostile. And they'd already come out with this movie on E.T. depicting them as friendly. So they came back with a couple of other movies. I'm thinking of Signs right now, trying to show them a little bit more hostile, because they are hostile. Now, part of this agreement that Eisenhower signed with the gray race, and you know, before this agreement was even signed, the Watcher Angels, the Nordics, who are humanoid-looking, had warned them not to sign an agreement with them. He wouldn't listen to them. And what they did was, in exchange for technology, they made an agreement that in exchange for alien technology, because the government wanted more and more technology, that they would allow them to operate in bases on America where this technology would take place, and they would help conceal their presence here on Earth.
So did the aliens give us internet technology?
Yeah, the internet, the microchip, everything.
to provide a one-world outlet for the time then that everyone will be able to see the same thing at the same time?
Well, control.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about control.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the microchip itself is going to be used pretty much, as the mark of the beast, the enforcement.
Yeah.
And you've seen the implantable chips.
Yeah.
Coming out, and the aliens have been doing that for years because they've been tracking humans for years. And the way they do that is by, the reason for a lot of these alien abductions is to put chip implants up their noses.
Well, now, our guest last week did say that in a number of, he interviewed hundreds of abductees and said there's a lot of those, devices or whatever. He said the problem is they can't get them to do anything, so therefore they're inert according to our technology.
I didn't understand that. What was that?
Well, he said that they were inert, which means they don't really have any function to determine. You said that are they like markers, these implants from the aliens?
Yeah, they're tracking.
Yeah.
They're tracking chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, Satan is not omniscient, omnipresent, and it's the only way he can control.
Well, let me ask you a question I asked Dr. David Jacobs last week. If the aliens obviously have UFO technology and way ahead of us, why would they even need humans? Why couldn't they create their own hybrids?
See, the whole thing was a lie, and that's what the government found out about. Because they were coming over here whining that the planet they were from was dying, and so they needed to recreate their own race.
Yeah.
Well, what they found out was that the aliens are actually feeding off of humans.
How?
They're cannibals.
The cannibals?
Yes.
And we're the food?
And we're the food.
Whoa. Okay, well, I don't want to be ate by no alien, frankly.
Well, ask yourself, okay, and I know this is shocking,
all right,
but this information has to get out here.
Okay.
How many children are missing a year?
150,000?
Yeah, I was reading a milk carton that said 300,000.
Yeah.
I was reading the internet that said over 200,000.
Yeah.
Where are these children?
Well, yeah. Well,
and they happen to be the favorite food of aliens. And there's people that have seen these children in cages in underground joint alien human bases.
You obviously don't care if I gave you hate mail, do you, Sherry?
Oh, you know what? It goes away.
That's okay. This is the Edge Radio broadcast. Send it on. Bring it on.
Some people will say, right on, I've always known it, you know what I mean? You'll get a mixture of both.
Yeah, yeah.
But, that's basically what's happening.
They're not all being taken by parents because they have to go to school. I mean, there's going to be a way. You can't have that many missing people.
And you know what? There's so many parents that were, seen too. But what they'll do is like, the aliens like to mix human body parts in some kind of formaldehyde mixture. And if you read, I don't know if you've ever read Branton's material on the Dulce base.
No.
I have it on my website at thewatcherfiles.com.
Okay.
The Dulce book, you can read it right on my site. You can read every chapter. I guarantee you won't get away from the computer until you've read every word of it. They detail this joint underground human and alien base that's in Dulce, New Mexico.
Okay.
And on the 5th level of this underground city, this underground base, they have these huge vats, and there's human body parts mixing with formaldehyde, and what they do is they soak in this solution. It's how they feed. They soak into the solution. So they put them all in this big vat, and then they sit in it like a sauna, and they let all the nutrients soak into their skin.
Is that sort of like the Matrix?
Like what?
Like the Matrix, where you've got the people in the vat of goo and they're sucking out the lifeblood out of them?
Well, I haven't seen that, but it sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Every time I go to the movie theater, it's like, which one did I already see and which one didn't I?
Well, let me ask you, why won't they eat animals?
Why won't they what?
Yeah, why won't they eat animals?
Well, they do. Well, they try. I mean, there are some parts of the cow that they use for DNA mixing. Trying to create their own human. They're trying to create their own human is what they're trying to do. The master race. There's some people that believe that the Antichrist will be a Nephilim or created a clone. Fully man, fully, one of them.
All right. Well, tie some scripture in right there as far as the aliens come to deceive us. Why do they want to deceive us at all?
Well, if you look in Revelation chapter 9, verses 1 through 12, the locusts are aliens. The locusts coming up out of the pit and the abyss are space. See, a lot of churches want you to think every time they talk about the pit and the abyss, it's hell, and this hell is this deep, big thing in the middle of the earth where people burn.
Yeah.
The abyss is space. Pit is space. And so when you put that into, in your head and you start putting things together, then it starts to make sense.
Now, see, that's just the kind of thing you just don't get anywhere else to hear about things like that. If you just look at it, so if you've enlightened me here about the pit, I've always, just like you said, considered that hell. But I suppose then hell would have to be beneath that, and that would be